it's your girl Gretchen, and today when we talk about narcissistic personality disorder, I wanted to talk about flying monkeys. The reason this came up was last week I actually needed a break, so I didn't make a video. The week before that, I'd had a pretty lengthy conversation with somebody about my divorce, and at a certain point in that conversation, I was just like, he's getting way too much of our attention, like I don't want to talk about it anymore. So I ended up needing a break. Then I had lunch with a friend who told me that she's really been getting a lot out of watching my videos, but sometimes she just can't watch them. And I was like, oh, I get it. You might have noticed I took a break this week. Like, we all can only take so much. So luckily these are here when you need them. But it reminded me, going back to my very first video, how nervous I was. And I don't generally get nervous about things. So I thought, cat's up to no good. I thought back on how that's probably a trauma response to all the flying monkeys. If this is a phrase that you haven't heard before, it's when the narcissist recruits other people to fight for them, do their bidding for them, so to speak. So it's just yet another way to isolate you because you don't even have that support group anymore. It just really alienates you from everybody that you love, especially depending on how easily influenced they are. So like when I would talk to people, they wouldn't believe me. They would tell me there's two sides to every story. That he even had gotten to the point where he was telling people that I had borderline personality disorder and that was physically abusive, verbally abusive, which of course is not true. But some of his flying monkeys were starting to repeat that back to me. The worst was a couple of friends I had who we had become pretty close around the time that I started dating him. So we ended up being like couple friends during the course of my marriage. We would do stuff as couples. And I had told them what was going on, what he was saying about me. They were already prepared for that. So then when he got around to getting to them, somehow he got through to them. They stopped taking my calls. They stopped returning my texts. And when I finally did get one of them to respond to me, she said, "We don't want you around our children because you're abusive. You're a spouse abuser," which of course was just like a knife to the heart because not only was I getting this kind of crap from the person I love the most in the world, but now my support network is turning against me. So he had turned them all into his flying monkeys. And I had to do something that I've called amputation. So if you think about it, when they amputate a part of your body, they cut into living tissue to make sure that they discard all of the dead tissue because they don't want it to poison the rest of your body. So I had to err on the side of caution to protect myself. And I had to cut out very important relationships in my life because it seemed like they had been poisoned. And it was terrible. So be on the lookout for the flying monkeys. If you're already aware that you're in a narcissistic relationship and that it will be ending, you'll be going through the discard and the smear campaign, then maybe give people a heads up to look for that kind of behavior. And of course, be on the lookout for somebody who's trying to do it to you because the last thing you want to do is be somebody's trusted support and then inadvertently turn against them because you trusted the wrong person. All right, kind of heavy stuff. Sorry about that, but I do hope the rest of your day is great.